Welcome back to Sound Bites, a show about good people doing good things in the food and drink industry. And today it's two really good people. We have Nick Jennery from Feed Nova Scotia and Matt Rogers from Bishop Cellar. And we're going to talk a little bit about how their relationship and what Matt and Bishop Cellar is doing to help raise some much needed funds for Feed Nova Scotia. So welcome, Matt and Nick.
Thanks, Mark.
So this is we did this interview last year, but I'm hoping this becomes a yearly tradition because I think this year is proving more than probably any other, at least in the recent memory, of why it's so important to have initiatives like what Bishop Cellar does. Like maybe we can explain how big is the issue here in Nova Scotia right now?
Well, we are immersed in an affordability and a health crisis in Nova Scotia, and the two are related. A milestone that was really a showstopper for us this year. In September, we hit the 50,000 mark, and what that means is that we're now supporting 50,000 Nova Scotians who are food insecure. These are people who are going to food banks to get help. We have never supported 50,000 in any previous year, and we still have 3 months to go. So the need is plus 27% year over year, and last year was the biggest year we've ever experienced. So it's a real uphill climb. There's a lot of people struggling, a lot of people hurting out there.
And this isn't just people that are unemployed. You must be seeing now that people with full-time jobs are coming in.
We're seeing all sorts of demographics. 15,000 new people look for support from food banks. In my own community, I had somebody come to me that really surprised me. This is somebody who's got a good job and has never asked for or needed any support. You just can't make ends meet. And you know, the cost of food, inflation, rent, all of these things. And unfortunately, food is one of those things is sometimes considered to be a variable. So people have to pay their rent because they then don't have a place to live. And so food tends to be the one that suffers.
Right, and I imagine that you as an organization want to kind of help break down the stigma too. That I assume you have 50,000 people coming, but if you had to have 52,000 because somebody that was worried about the stigma coming to a food bank comes in.
Absolutely, and what I would say to anybody that if you're feeling food insecure, do a couple of things. You can dial 211, and that'll set you on the path to get you the support that you need. You can walk into your local food bank, and I know that's hard to do if you've never done it before, but on the other side of that door are people who are volunteers, who are full-time staff, and their whole commitment in life is to help you without judgment, to get you the support that you need. And you know, in my experience, it's been a really good experience. And the other thing is that, you know, when that happens, people pay it forward. You know, that's one of the wonderful things about Nova Scotia, that if you help somebody when they need a hand up, they don't forget that. They come back to Feed Nova Scotia and donate or volunteer. They do food drives. They give back to community. Neighbors helping neighbors. That's what
and that's probably a great point in the way that you can give back. Volunteering is a way you can give back. You can donate food, of course, but I'm sure cash is always king, even in that it takes a lot of money to run an operation like Feed Nova Scotia. So that's when you get partners like Bishop Cellar that come in and do really good things to help raise much needed funds.
Absolutely. You know, a touchstone that I always have in my pocket is this toonie. And a $2 donation is enough for us to deliver 3 meals worth of food anywhere in Nova Scotia. So if you were food insecure, you're hungry, high anxiety, you can't put food on the table, I can't solve it for you, but if we can, as a network of food banks and Feed Nova Scotia, give you some food to take the anxiety out of the moment, that's going to make you feel better. It can start a conversation. It can give you hope, and we really do need to give people hope. And it all starts with one of these.
Right. So speaking of a lot of toonies, Matt, tell us a little bit about the relationship, how long it's been going, and why as an organization you wanted to support Feed Nova Scotia.
Well, Feed Nova Scotia has been a great partner of Bishop Cellar for now. This is year 20 of us supporting Feed Nova Scotia and running the Feed Nova Scotia Case of Compassion campaign. I always like to say to Nick and his team, you know, we wish that they didn't have to exist. Unfortunately, you know, dealing with problems like this, would wish that everyone had food security and didn't have to look for their next meal. So we know that isn't the case. We know organizations like Feed Nova Scotia doing this type of incredible work do need to exist, and they need our support. So for 20 years, we've been working very closely with the team at Feed Nova Scotia with Case of Compassion. And what Case of Compassion is a case of wine, $50 from the inexpensive case, $75 from the more premium price case is donated directly back to Feed Nova Scotia to help support. And I think, Nick, the math is somewhere in the range of 75 on the $50 case, 75 meals worth of food distributed, and over 100 when you buy the premium case.
Amazing. And what I love about Bishop Cellar is we're talking about the inexpensive case and the premium case, but you never deliver on anything that isn't quality. So maybe talk, because I think it's interesting for those, that are looking to make their holiday purchases. This is a great way to stock up for the holidays and know that you're supporting Feed Nova Scotia, but know that you're getting really good quality wine too, which, for us that love wine, we'll love it.
Can we open one of those puppies?
Yeah.
Too early.
Okay, so tell us about the two
of course.
cases, what we got in there.
So, we take great pride in great quality wines. We have long-standing relationships across the globe that we're able to tap into to find some of these wines. And usually the first criteria that I always, when we're talking about this campaign, is let's find wines that are going to appeal to as broad of a market as possible, because our goal is to raise as much money as possible. And to do that, we want to make sure that we're providing wines that can go with food, that can be had on their own. So for the $220 case this year, we went Italy. So we've got a Pinot Grigio and a Chianti, two of the most traditional classic styles. Everyone can relate to a glass of Chianti or Pinot Grigio, so pizza night, pasta, entertaining. And then as we step into the $330 case, we have a Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire Valley, and then a Cabernet Sauvignon from Chile. So again, very popular varietals that most people can recognize. And we've kind of taken, every year we're always looking for ways to kind of enhance the campaign, looking for new ideas. And we know case of wine, as Nick alluded to, everyone's not immune to the challenges of affordability and cost of living. So, what we're saying this year is go in on it with a group of friends. Maybe get 2 or 3 people together, and then instead of the 12 bottles that you have to buy, maybe it's 4. If you're thinking of giving corporate gifts, fantastic for corporate gifting. All of the cases come with an envelope with Feed Nova Scotia supporter neck tags, so you can break down your case and give individual bottles. So we're really seeing the corporate community step up and hand out the cases and using them as gifts. So trying to think a little bit outside of the box when it comes to these cases, knowing that not everyone will buy the case and just have it for themselves. If you're having a holiday party, why not purchase a case? Split with a friend, have a few bottles on hand. So
perfect. And how do we go to www?
bishopcellar.com/Feed Nova Scotia. You can buy directly on our website. Free delivery anywhere in Nova Scotia is included with the case, so we'll deliver it right to your door. You can pick it up in store, and we have the cases available for purchase in store as well. So we take that portion off of Feed Nova Scotia's plate. We let them do what they do on delivering meals to those in need, and we take care of delivering the wine.
Amazing. And the last thing for Nick, so we're going to get people to buy cases of wine, but if, let's say, someone wants to volunteer or do support in other ways, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Well, you can just go on our website, Feed Nova Scotia, and just ask for volunteer services, and we'd be happy to entertain groups or individuals. You can drop by at 67 Wright Avenue. Bring your kids with you. I really admire mums and dads and aunts and uncles who bring their kids in for one of those giving moments, and we like to fuss over the kids as well. So just please walk in the door anytime. We're happy to see you. And can I just say that the partnership with Bishop Cellar, 20 years, that's kind of unique. And what we really like about partners like Bishop Cellar is that not only are they good at what they do, as you can see from the wines, but they give back to community, and it's not a one-year shot. This is a lifelong commitment. So I take my hat off to Matt and his team. And the other thing is that we're aligned with values, and that's what makes a really good partnership.
Well, I think we got good people supporting good people. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. I've worked with a lot of people at Feed,
Yeah.
great people that work at Bishop Cellar. So thanks all of you for what you do. And thanks for being on.
Yeah,
Thanks,
for
Mark.
coming, Mark. It's great to spread this message as wide as we can.